So yesterday we looked at, for just a brief moment, how to use autocrat. And one of the things when I use rubrics, I don't want to have to type in all my students' names. I don't want to have to type in all their emails. So I use a thing called Form Ranger. You find it right here to do all that for me. So I know all of a sudden that we have a different form here, but I jumped the gun in my other presentation and forgot to show you where to find Form Ranger at. So if you click up on add-ons, you'll see that I already have Form Ranger there, but you won't see that there's an option to add more. So I'm going to come over here to the snowman, the 3 dots. I'm going to go to add-ons, and there are a number of add-ons you can add, such as Form Limiter. There's Form Ranger there, but if it's not there, just type up the top Form Ranger. Okay, click on it, and I've already have it installed, so you would click install instead of uninstall. All right, that was something important that I missed that you need to know. I have to do some setting up to use that extension. So what I have open here is another Google form, and I have students fill this form out for me, and I call it student information, but today we're just going to call it something a little bit different so I don't get these mixed up. Okay, and what I do is I put in here, I ask the students to put their first name, I ask them to put their last name, and if you're not familiar with this is the duplicate, and their email, and I oftentimes throw in here a selection for which grade they're in. These are the grades that I teach on a regular basis. Okay, and one of the things what you'll do, you can make it fancy, you can change the colors and all those other things if you really want to. I'm a big fan of making this darker. I don't know why, but I think it just helps the eyes focus in a little better. And what we're going to do, I'm going to show you real quick here what this looks like. So students are going to fill this out. Okay, so it would be Johnny Smith, and let's just say it's Johnny Smith, if I could spell, at email.com, and let's say Johnny is in 8th grade. Okay, and he's going to push submit. Now, one of the things you want to make sure, students will sometimes get these two mixed up. It just happens, so you got to pay attention to it once in a while. Click submit. And what you'll do typically is you'll make it so they can't submit another response, but today we're going to. We can just add some more students here. All right, so I'm going to add more students, and I'll fast forward this so you don't have to watch this. All right, so there we go. I filled out a bunch of information. I'm going to close this. Okay, so we're going to look at the spreadsheet now. Clicked on responses. I'm going to click on this. I've already created the spreadsheet, so we're going to look at this real quick. And what we're going to do is first thing we're going to do is we're going to sort the cells here. So I'm going to go up to date, highlight the cells I'm using. I'm going to go up to data, sort range, and advanced. So my data has a header. Okay, that's this top part here. And I'm going to sort it first by grade. And then I'm going to add another sort based upon last name. Click sort, A to Z. There we go. So now what I do is I take all of the 8th grade, I copy it, and I paste it into here. So I'm also going to do what I had there. I'm going to have first name, last, email. And I'm going to have another one called full name. Okay, and all I'm going to do in here is I'm going to paste. We don't need these 8s there anymore because we know this is 8th grade. All right, but you can see there's nothing inside here. I do not have either of these. So in order to get the full name, instead of us having to go and type everything out, we're going to do something simple here. Now with 5 or 4 names, it might be easier just to type them out. But if you have 18 or you have 5 classes of 18, it becomes easier this way. So we're going to go equals, and we're going to start writing what's called concatenate. It's basically just combining different words together. I like to start with the last name first because I want it to be in alphabetical order. Okay, and the second string we're going to put is quotation marks, comma, space, quotation mark, another comma, and then select Paul. Put a parenthesis and enter. Now, when I do that, it allows us to see the last name first, which I prefer because it keeps it in alphabetical order, allows us to move it in alphabetical order fairly easy with the sort option. And I just drag the fill handle, and it does the same equation, and there we go. So now let's come back to my rubric here. Okay, let's get rid of these guys here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go Form Ranger, Start, and it's going to look through all my questions and look for all of the multiple choice ones. That's not important. The first two are the ones that are important here. Populate, and this is probably it here, but I'm just going to go ahead and do a search. Information of students, responses, there we are. And I want the specific sheet. Now, the sheet are these things down here, and I named one 8th grade, so I know exactly which one I want. So I click here, click on 8th grade, and I don't want the first name, I want the full name. It's especially important when you have multiple students with the same first name. So I click next. You have to name it, which this doesn't matter. Click save and populate, and it automatically adds it to your list here. Now, to show you the same thing on the email, I select email, populate from range. Okay, it's going to do the same thing. I'm going to have to look for it. It's this one right here, 8th grade, and this time I want their email. It even gives you a little look at what it looks like. So I'm going to click next. It could be more formal, email, okay, save and populate, and there you go. Now, the important part of this is when you are using the rubric to send this back, you need their email. So when I'm filling out this form, I oftentimes I click their name, I click their email, and then I fill it out and then click submit, because you need that email to send that information to them. Now, the great thing about this is you can import that information anytime, every time you use a rubric. The other thing is every time you update this one spreadsheet, every time it's updated, when you come into your rubric and you open up Form Ranger, it will automatically update it. So next year, let's say you update the sheet so there's different people on it. Next year, when you open up Form Ranger, it will automatically update it for you because it's looking at that specific spreadsheet at that specific point. Inside of 8th grade, it's looking for full name, it's looking for email, and if those are changed, it will change it for you. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. I'd be happy to help you on this. Good luck.